August 25th, 2026. This evening's Board of Education meeting is being broadcast through BCPS Online Live Meeting Broadcast and BCPS-TV, Comcast Xfinity Channel 1073, Verizon Fios Channel 34. In order to efficiently conduct this meeting, all voting items this evening will be done by roll call vote. May I have a motion to go into closed session as permitted by the Open Meetings Act as found in the Annotated Code of Maryland, General Provisions, Article 3-305B1 and B7 to 1, discuss the appointment, employment, assignment, promotion, discipline, demotion, compensation, removal, resignation, or performance evaluation of appointees, employees, or officials over whom it has jurisdiction, or any other personnel matters that affects one or more specific individuals. And 7, consult with counsel to obtain legal advice.
So moved, Stileski.
Is there a second?
Second, Hen.
May I have a roll call vote?
Ms. Thornton?
Yes.
Mr. McMillian?
Yes.
Ms. Henn?
Yes.
Ms. Jabaji?
Yes.
Ms. Stileski?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Ms. Pumphrey, yes.
Ms. Pumphrey, sorry. Mr. Young?
Yes.
Thank you.
Good evening. This is Vice Chair Emery Young presiding on behalf of the chair. I now call to order the meeting of the Board of Education of Baltimore County for Tuesday, August 25th, 2026. I invite you to recite the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag to be led by Ms. Claire Jabaji. We will then have a moment of silence in recognition of those who have served education in Baltimore County. Thank you. Tonight's Board of Education meeting is being broadcast through BCPS Online Live Meetings broadcast and on BCPS-TV, Comcast Xfinity Channel 1073, and Verizon Fios Channel 34. In order to efficiently conduct this meeting, all voting items this evening will be done by a roll call vote. The first item on the agenda is the consideration of the August 25th agenda. Board members, may I have a motion to remove agenda item E, new business administrative appointments, since there are no appointments being brought forward this evening?
So moved, Pumphrey.
May I have a second?
Second, Dominowski.
Any discussion? May I have a roll call vote, please?
Ms. Thornton?
Yes.
Mr. McMillian?
Yes.
Ms. Henn?
Yes.
Ms. Jabaji?
Yes.
Ms. Dominowski?
Yes.
Ms. Dulesky? Dr. Savoy?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Ms. Pumphrey?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Thank you.
The motion passes and the agenda item will be removed. Dr. Heiser, are there any additional changes, any other additions or changes to tonight's agenda?
I'm unaware of any additions or changes to tonight's agenda.
Thank you. Hearing none, the agenda stands as amended. The next item on the agenda is personnel. Did I miss it? Oh, I missed it. Okay. Earlier this evening, the board met in closed session pursuant to the Open Meetings Act for the following reasons: to, one, discuss the appointment, employment, assignment, promotion, discipline, demotion, compensation, removal, resignation, or performance evaluation of employees, of appointees, employees, or officials over whom it has jurisdiction, or any other personnel matters that affects one or more specific individuals, and consult with counsel to obtain legal advice. The closed session summary and the open session information summary can be found on board docs under this board meeting agenda date. Now, the next item on the agenda is personnel matters, and for that, I call on Mr. McCall.
Good evening, Vice Chair Young, Superintendent Dr. Heiser, and members of the board. I'd like the board's consent for the following personnel matters. Tonight, we have retirements, resignations, leaves, and deceased recognition of service.
Do I have a motion to approve the personnel matters as presented in Exhibits D1 through D4?
So moved, Dominowski.
Do I have a second?
Second, Jabaji.
Any discussion? May I have a roll call vote, please?
Ms. Thornton? Mr. McMillian?
Yes.
Ms. Henn?
Yes.
Ms. Jabaji?
Yes.
Ms. Dominowski?
Yes.
Ms. Dulesky?
Yes.
Dr. Savoy?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Ms. Pumphrey?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McCall.
Thank you.
Our next item is public comment. This is one of the opportunities the board provides to hear the views and receive the advice of community members. If not selected to address the board, members of the public may submit their comments to the board members via email at boe@bcps.org. The Baltimore County Police Department's Homeland Security Unit and Office of School Safety has recommended safety and security protocols, which are posted in the boardroom and available in board docs and on the board's participation by the public website. While we encourage public input on policy, programs, and practices within the purview of this board and this school system, this is not the proper forum to address specific student or employee matters or to comment on matters that do not relate to public education in Baltimore County. Inappropriate personal remarks or other behavior, such as language that promotes violence against BCPS employees or that disrupts or interferes with the conduct of this meeting, are out of order and will not be tolerated. Persons who otherwise disrupt or disturb this meeting will not be allowed to continue their remarks and will be escorted from the meeting. Please observe the 3-minute clock, which will let you know when your time is up. The microphone will be turned off at the end of your time or prior to that at the discretion of the board chair. I now call on school system affiliated groups to speak. Our first speaker is Leslie Weber with PTA Council of Baltimore County.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. Good evening, Vice Chair Young, Board of Education members, and Dr. Heiser. First, Dr. Heiser, we're grateful that you and your Chief of Staff will continue the longstanding practice of attending monthly leadership roundtables with PTA presidents and PTA Council. PTA Council has been working all summer long, starting, restarting, supporting, and strengthening PTA and PTSA units across the county. Northwest Area Vice President Erica Williams led a very successful tea at which area leaders could network and share ideas. We attended the partnership fair, which gave us the chance to connect with system partners and many community school facilitators. Council Vice President Ramona Basilio and I attended the administrative and supervisory meeting last week. It was important for us to learn more about you, Dr. Heiser, and your vision for BCPS. At BCPS Fest, we met hundreds of parents and caregivers, students, and community members. We asked people to complete a family, school, and community partnership survey and were able to talk up PTA, encouraging people to join, volunteer, lead, or restart units. We explained the difference between PTAs and unaffiliated parent groups and promoted National PTA's annual Reflections Arts Education Program. On tonight's agenda is revised Superintendent's Rule 1210, Community Involvement, Relationship with PTAs and PTSAs. I testified for the related policy in June. Policy and Rule 1210 outlined the board's commitment to PTA Council and PTAs and PTSAs across the county as being the official parent group partners of the school system. Rule 1210 affirms the close relationship between a PTA or PTSA and its school and principal. We hope PTA Council can meet with all principals so they can better understand PTA and its benefits and how PTAs differ from unaffiliated parent groups. It's critical for principals to understand how the parent groups at their schools operate. A key point of Rule 1210 concerns establishing a PTA or PTSA in a new school with PTA Council's assistance. Unfortunately, this rarely happens, and we'd like to have the opportunity to discuss this. Finally, we're proud to announce that the Eastern Tech PTSA was awarded National PTA's School of Excellence designation for 2025 to 2027. This is recognition for the incredible work the PTSA invested in developing strong family school partnerships and improving their school community. PTA Council has an action plan to share School of Excellence information with all units and to encourage them to take the steps to earn this prestigious designation for themselves. The School of Excellence designation is based on National PTA's well-regarded and well-researched national standards for family school partnerships, which are welcoming all families, communicating effectively, supporting student success, speaking up for every child, sharing power, and collaborating with community. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Weber. Next are our unions. Our first speaker is Brad DeSantos from TABCO.
Good evening, Vice Chair Young, Dr. Heiser, members of the board. My name is Brad DeSantos, and thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. I'm a teacher at Catonsville High School. I'm also on the board of directors for District 1 and the core negotiations team. I'm here on behalf of TABCO and President Kelly Olds. Ms. Olds attended the administrative and supervisory kickoff celebration at the new Lansdowne High School last week, and she wanted to make sure that we shared that it was a great event and that she is optimistic about the new school year based on the positive energy that she experienced there. And on that positive energy, we are moving forward in September to negotiate our next 3-year agreement. I want to share with you TAPCO's 6 priorities in these critical negotiations. 5 planks in our platform plus pay. Our campaign priorities revolve around the theme of time and dignity. First is pay. We need to stay competitive with other counties, and we need to keep our veteran educators in the system. That means, in addition to steps, we must make sure there is meaningful raises for all of our members of the bargaining unit. Workload and time is one of our first planks. Time is a limited resource, and as an educator, I myself have seen many duties pile up over the years, and not nearly as many things come off the plate. Something's got to give, and unfortunately, that's sometimes the well-being of our educators. Safe and respectful schools are another plank. This speaks to addressing some of our student conduct issues centrally, as opposed to trying to problem solve them each in our individual schools. Leaves is another plank. This centers on removing barriers to using the time we have earned without being overly monitored or made to feel like we're doing something wrong for taking the time to care for ourselves and our families. Dignity at work is our next plank, and this focuses on the fairness and transparency related to educators facing involuntary transfers. And the final plank is for our specialized instructional support professionals. That's our psychologists, SLPs, OTs, PTs, counselors, nurses, and social workers. These critical staff deserve workplace improvements and are often overlooked. We look forward to making progress in all these critical issues together, and we know we all share the same desire, and that's to serve the students of Baltimore County. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Charlene Binky from CASE.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Charlene Benke, and I'm speaking tonight on behalf of CASE. I want to take a few minutes and share some of the feedback we're hearing from our school leaders and supervisors regarding our recent administrative and supervisory meeting, which has affectionately and quite successfully become known as our kickoff celebration. We've received positive feedback from our members across the board, especially regarding the core values and leadership philosophy that were shared at the event. In particular, our leaders resonated with this key takeaway. Integrity and excellence are not mutually exclusive. True excellence across BCPS is grounded in unwavering ethical principles at all levels. Anyone who has ever taken even a single school leadership class is familiar with the classic phrase, doing what is in the best interest of students. That is the compass of our CASE members follow every single day. Making those kinds of complex, impactful decisions at every level of BCPS requires compassionate human beings who genuinely care about children. It sounds like we may have hired a superintendent who cares deeply about his employees too. That is a refreshing perspective because we all know a fundamental truth. We have to nurture and care for the people who nurture and care for our teachers and our children. On that note, I want to acknowledge Dr. Heiser's willingness to step up and investigate situations that simply aren't okay or in the best interest of our employees, including our CASE members. This includes actively seeking real solutions to problems that are brought before him and his team, which has both familiar and new faces. Some of these problems are being solved. They have existed for over a year, but it is clear that under his leadership, there is a commitment to finding solutions. This type of collaborative work with Dr. Heiser and his teams is going to serve us well as we move into negotiations this fall. Building trust is like building a house. It has to start with a strong foundation, laying brick by brick. Dr. Heiser is certainly off to a good start, and it is honestly refreshing to know that this bricklayer is also a master double Dutch jump roper, ready to navigate complex challenges with real rhythm, timing, and agility. Thank you for your time, your leadership, and your continued dedication to doing what is right by our students and our staff.
Thank you, Ms. Minky. Our next category is nonprofit community groups, and from the wait list, we have Zanab Chaudhry from CARE. And forgive me if I mispronounced your name.
No problem at all. It's not the most common name in the book. Good evening, Chair, Vice Chair, Superintendent, members of the board. My name is Zainab Chaudhry. I'm the Director for CARE's office in Maryland. CARE is a Council on American Islamic Relations. We are the nation's largest Muslim civil rights and advocacy organization. Recently, board member Maggie Litz Domanowski shared a social media meme invoking Sharia law to promote a false and inflammatory narrative about Islam and Muslims. Ms. Domanowski has since removed the post, and we welcome that step. However, her subsequent statement was not an apology, and it did not fully accept responsibility for the harm that was caused. Her lengthy commentary about the Taliban, about Saudi Arabia, and other foreign governments also does not address why we are here tonight. The rights and education of women and girls always must be protected, but criticizing particular governments or cultural practices is fundamentally different from circulating a political meme portraying Sharia itself as a threat to our country. Like Halasha in Judaism and canon law in Catholicism, Sharia is a broad religious and moral framework. It guides Muslims in prayer, fasting, charity, family responsibilities, honesty, and care for one's neighbors. Sharia requires Muslims to abide by the laws of the land in which we reside, and as Americans, that law is our Constitution, which also protects our right to be able to practice our faith, same as other faith communities. Private religious principles do not supersede American law, and American Muslims are not seeking to impose our faith on others contrary to popular belief. Turning Sharia into a political scare tactic is not education. It is disinformation. And when that disinformation is amplified by someone who is entrusted with governing a public school system, especially one as diverse as Baltimore County Public Schools, it sends a painful message to Muslim students that your faith is suspicious, that your identity is threatening, and that you do not fully belong. Imagine entering a Baltimore County Public School system classroom knowing that a member of the board responsible for your safety and education circulated content portraying your faith as a danger. How is that child supposed to trust our board? Public officials retain their right to free speech, but public office carries responsibility. Board members help shape the environment experienced by thousands of children. Your conduct must demonstrate that every child, regardless of their faith, will be treated with equal dignity. We therefore ask this board to take action. First, Ms. Domanowski must issue a direct apology to the Muslim students, families, and educators harmed by your post. Saying that it could have been interpreted inaccurately shifts responsibility onto those who were harmed. A genuine apology acknowledges what was wrong and commits to doing better. Second, we ask you to reaffirm your commitment to protecting Muslim students and demonstrate it through meaningful community engagement. We invite you to visit one of the many mosques that are in Baltimore County and meet with your Muslim neighbors and children to understand how this rhetoric harms them. If you refuse, then there should be consequences, similar for any other faith community who may be adversely impacted by this kind of rhetoric. We ask on the board to condemn anti-Muslim bigotry, same as we condemn anti-Semitism, rightfully so, and all anti-Black racism and all other forms of hatred. We ask you to strengthen protections against faith-based bullying and provide meaningful religious literacy and bias education. Muslim children are not outsiders. They are Baltimore County students. Thank you very much.
It is the practice of this board to allow elected officials to provide their comments to the board. Delegates,
Should I stay or should I go back?
you can go back. If you wish, you can also email your comments to BOE@bcps.org.
I will do that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Delegate Stinnett?
Thank you, Chair, members of the board. For the record, my name is Delegate Sean A. Stinnett, and I'm also the chair of the Maryland Legislative Muslim Caucus. On behalf of the Maryland Legislative Muslim Caucus, we respectfully but firmly ask Baltimore County Board of Education member Maggie Domanowski to publicly apologize for sharing and amplifying remarks that were anti-Muslim and offensive to members of the Muslim community. Words matter, particularly when they come from individuals who hold positions of influence and public trust. Remarks that stereotype, demean, or cast suspicion upon Muslims because of their faith contribute to division and intolerance. They also make Muslim Americans unsafe. Serving as a Board of Education member comes with a responsibility to acknowledge when statements or content cause harm. A public apology would demonstrate accountability, respect, and a willingness to help repair the harm caused by these remarks. As such, we respectfully ask that Maggie Domanowski publicly acknowledge the impact of what was shared, apologize to the Muslim community and others who were offended or hurt, and make clear that religious discrimination and hatred have no place in our public discourse. I close this to acknowledge myself again as Delegate Sean A. Stinnett, the chair of the Maryland Legislative Muslim Caucus in Annapolis. Thank you.
Next are individual citizens and student groups. Our first speaker is Sharon Serhoff.
Good evening, members of the board and Dr. Heiser. I'd actually planned to raise more awareness tonight about parent concerns with special education. I had hoped to not have to raise this issue, but is a big reason why special education families do not raise concerns at school board meetings. It is called harassment and retaliation. I wish it didn't exist, but I have personally experienced it as both a parent and as an advocate. I know of many staff members who have experienced it and spoken the words warehoused and special education jail. You have heard me raise issues including transportation, safety, home and hospital, and lack of IEP implementation. You've also heard me raise concerns of administrators and central office personnel not doing their jobs. When I listed concerns to be addressed, communication and support were two of the issues. My favorite phrase, unfortunately, has been, I hear more crickets from the Department of Special Education than I do when I go camping. I will not deny that I continue to work with some really wonderful and amazing caring IEP teams, individuals who think out of the box and work for the benefit of their students. Unfortunately, many of these individuals are the same teams that often note the words special education jail when advocating for students in their building. Why should teachers and administrators feel threatened when they advocate for students with disabilities? Are they not entitled to the same level of educational excellence as their non-disabled peers? Why do we allow central office staff to stay in their lane, from a separate lane from the Department of Special Education? Why are there lanes at all? Where is the collaboration that would improve the situation? That kind of response makes me wonder how truly committed the school district is to the welfare and education of disabled students and their families, of all students. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Bosch Ferrone.
Good evening to all. last board meeting, I really had a great feeling of hope when Mr. McMillian indicated my speaking about artificial intelligence and modernization of the school system, and I really truly appreciate that. It gives me hope, on top of the hope that all of you, except one, all of you have voted for a new modern superintendent with energies, and I really wish you a great deal of luck, Dr. Heiser. But when I left the room, I asked myself, what are the signs that this system is going to be a new change forward in the field of education? I have been here for almost 30 years, and my speech, Sharon's speech, Tapco's speech, Kay's speech are all the same. So here are the signs. The bookcase in the outside is such really archaic and belongs into the Smithsonian and not indicative of a futuristic Board of Education. The way you conduct business is exactly the same. The furniture the same. This ugly sign is the same. Nobody dares taking it down, even though it is intimidating, it's unfair, it's silly, it doesn't protect you. Everything is the same. So where is the improvement going to be? You get almost $3 billion of our tax money every year, and you have poor results, and you get 1.1 improvement in achievement, and hoopla, it's really a great progress. It's nothing. So this world is world about advancement, and I don't see it really in the Board of Education. I see people voting because of their color of skin, political party. I see people voting because of their religious beliefs, and I see few people who try their best too. Gives me hope, yeah. But the outcome is the same. So why did we lose the war in Iran and Afghanistan and everything? Because we have been educating people poorly, and they go out and they make stupid and crazy things, and they spend trillions of dollars and waste our blood and lives. That's my take.
Thank you. Since there are speaker spaces available, we will now call from the wait list for the individual citizens and student category. The first wait list speaker is Ruben Amaya.
Thank you. Good evening, members of the board and Mr. Superintendent. I'm here to talk about a board member who recently posted rhetoric about the Muslim community that many members of our school community found offensive and discriminatory. And I want to be clear that I believe deeply in the First Amendment and in every person's right to freedom of speech. You have the right to express your opinions, even if those opinions others strongly disagree with. But I do believe that public service comes with responsibility, as you all know. Our words can influence how people see their government, their community, and even one another. 7 years ago, I served on the school board nominating commission. And one of the things I told one of our members then very much applies now. And that is that our children are watching us. They should be able to look at the adults serving on this board and see people who demonstrate respect without demeaning one another. They should see us take responsibility when we get something wrong. Our school system should be a place where every child, whether Muslim, Christian, Jewish, Hindu, atheist, or otherwise, knows that they belong and that they are valued. We're not here to engage in memes or inflammatory rhetoric on Facebook. We're here to serve our children. So respectfully, I do hope, Board Member Dominowski, that you reconsider those comments, and I hope that you apologize to the members of the community who were hurt by them. And I hope you learn from this moment, because I do want us to all remember why we're here. Not to win arguments on Facebook, not to score political points, and certainly not to tear our children down. We're here to uplift them. We have folks in this school system who want to do good, honest work. And I've seen that since I was a student here when I graduated from Franklin in 2019. And that's why I'm here today, because I believe in the power of our school system and the thousands of kids who want to do honest, good work in our school system every single day. And so I hope this board uplifts those ideals. And we get things wrong, and I understand that. But our words matter, and our children are watching us. I know because I was one of those kids in that school system. And so thank you for the testimony, and I hope you reconsider your comments. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Shazia Shaw.
Good evening. My name is Shazia Shah, and I am an elected Center Committee member for Baltimore County. I am a Baltimore County resident who happen to be a Muslim. You, Mr. Domnowski, are a public servant. You are meant to serve us. How dare you think it's okay to post something so discriminatory and misinformed? Have you read Sharia? Have you spoken to your peers, your students? Who gave you the confidence to slander an entire group? A majority of the Muslim population in Baltimore County are Democrats. You compared us to MAGA. Do you think we see you as separate from MAGA now, after what you've done? I have been a mother for 26 years now. With that territory comes an unbelievable amount of anxiety and worry for the well-being of my children. The typical stuff, their study, their safety, their eating, if they're eating healthy, making sure they're studying and learning in school. The last thing I should be worried about as a mother is if the people who are in charge of their education is prejudiced or bigoted against their religious beliefs. I understand that we are all different. We come from unique backgrounds and cultures that some may seem scary to others, but as an educator, someone who is expected to represent the children of your county, how could you adhere to a place of ignorance? I raised 4 children in American school system. All of them prospered in an environment that accepted and were supported, not from a system that fundamentally, from its staff, made crude dog whistles. I cannot allow fellow mothers to worry if their children will be judged based on their religious beliefs. The First Amendment is not only freedom of speech, but also freedom of religion. So we as a community cannot abide by a member of the Board of Education who would impede that freedom. As a member of a community that represents 48,000 Muslims in Baltimore County, I would like to ask Ms. Domnowski to either publicly apologize or resign. Thank you.
Our final speaker is Candace Logan Washington.
Good evening, members of the Board of Education of Baltimore County Public Schools, and welcome back, Dr. Heiser. As a mom, community member, neighbor, friend, and most importantly, an educator, I'm deeply disturbed by the anti-Muslim and divisive rhetoric shared by a board member. Our board members are entrusted to serve every student, every family, and every community in Baltimore County. That responsibility demands leadership grounded in dignity, respect, equity, and good judgment. Fear-based rhetoric that stereotypes or marginalizes people because of their faith has no place in our school system and is unbecoming of anyone entrusted with representing our children and families. Our students, as Ruben mentioned, are watching us. We cannot ask them to demonstrate respect, kindness, global citizenship, and acceptance while the adults that support them model division and intolerance. Baltimore County is a beautifully diverse county. I would know because I'm a graduate of Lansdowne High School. Our Muslim students and families, just like every other student and family, deserve to know that they are valued, respected, and fully welcomed in our schools. We may come from different neighborhoods, cultures, faiths, backgrounds, and experiences, but our shared commitment to our children must always be greater than the things that divide us. As a citizen of Baltimore County, I will continue to stand for leadership that brings people together, treats every family with dignity, and keeps our focus where it belongs, creating safe, welcoming, high-quality schools where every student can thrive. We are always better together. Thank you.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is unfinished business, reconsideration of board action puzzle pieces. At the August 11, 2026 board meeting, the board considered to postpone a motion made by Mr. Fitzpatrick and seconded by Ms. Pumphrey that the board revoke the charter of Puzzle Pieces Learning Academy based on section 16.6 of the charter agreement as recommended by the staff. Mr. Fitzpatrick.
Mr. Chair, at this time, if there's no objection, I'd ask permission to withdraw the motion as approved.
Is there any objection? The motion is withdrawn.
If I may.
Mr. Fitzpatrick.
I would also ask the superintendent keep the board appraised as of the concerns that have been raised regarding PPLA's charter application and its progress towards meeting contractual milestones.
Dr. Heiser.
Thank you. Just wanted to acknowledge the concerns raised by the board and regarding puzzle pieces, and our team will continue to monitor and assess this situation. We'll work collaboratively with the charter school and provide updates to the board as appropriate.
Thank you, Dr. Heiser. The next item on the agenda is action taken in closed session, and for that, I call on Mr. Burns.
Good evening, Vice Chair Young, Dr. Heiser, members of the board. First of all, I apologize for not having my jacket. As I mentioned, I left it 4 hours away in another part of the state, so I'm a little informal right now. Earlier tonight in closed session, the board reviewed and took action on 4 appeals. They were SDA 26-015, HEA 26-026, 026, 036, and 042. Now would be an appropriate time for you to take action on those items.
Thank you, Mr. Burns. May I have a motion to approve the action taken in closed session on hearing examiner cases SDA 26-012, HEA 26-015, HEA 26-036, and HEA 26-042, and authorize Ms. Gover to sign for those board members not physically present.
So moved, Pumphrey.
May I have a second?
Second, Stoleski.
Any discussion? May I have a roll call vote, please?
Ms. Thornton?
Yes.
Mr. McMillian?
Yes.
Ms. Henn?
Yes.
Mr. Baji?
Yes.
Ms. Dominowski?
Yes.
Ms. Doleski?
Yes.
Dr. Savoy?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Ms. Pumphrey?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Thank you.
Motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Burns.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is the work session on the proposed FY 2028 state capital budget request. And for that, I call on Mr. McGuire.
Good evening, Vice Chair Young, Dr. Heiser, members of the board. At the August 11th meeting, the presentation was given for the FY 28 capital budget, and some questions were submitted to us that we provided responses to, and so this is an opportunity for additional questions or clarification regarding those questions that were provided to us.
Board members, do you have any questions? Okay. Thank you, Mr. McGuire. Board members, if you have any additional questions on the FY 2028 state capital budget request, please submit them to Dr. Heiser by Tuesday, September 1st, 2026, for discussion and vote at the September 8th, 2026 board meeting. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is information, which includes the 2026-2027 Special Education Staffing Plan and revised Superintendent Rules 1210 and 4008. The next item on the agenda is board committee updates and agenda setting. I'm going to start with Budget and Finance Committee with Ms. Henn.
Thank you, Vice Chair Young. The Budget and Finance Committee met on August 19th. Our next meeting is September 16th at 4:30 p.m.
Building and Contracts with Mr. McMillian.
Please note that our next meeting is Thursday, September 3rd. We normally go on Mondays, but because of Labor Day, we're going to go Thursday, September 3rd in advance of the meeting that's going to be on the 8th. And that, let me double check the time, but I'm thinking it is 4:30. 5 o'clock, 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock on Thursday, September 3rd. Thank you.
Curriculum with Ms. Stoleski.
Thank you. At our last curriculum meeting, we approved what seems like absolutely amazing earth science textbooks for high school students. Our next curriculum meeting will be Wednesday, September 23rd at 4 p.m. Please join us.
Policy Review with Ms. Pumphrey.
Thank you. We have not had an additional meeting since my last update for policy review, but our next meeting is scheduled for September 14th at 4:30.
The next Audit Committee meeting will be September 9th at 4:30 p.m. And our last one is Equity Committee, Ms. Stoleski.
And the next Equity Committee meeting will be on Thursday, September 24th at 5:30 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Board members, if you have any items for consideration, please raise your hand. Ms. Dominowski?
I don't have any agenda items, but I want to address the public speakers that came to speak tonight. And first say thank you for coming and telling me how that made you feel, the post made you feel. Hearing it from your voices and seeing your faces, I understand now. And I am truly sorry. It has been taken down, and I would like to accept Ms. Chaudhry's invitation to come visit a mosque, I welcome that invitation, and I'm looking forward to understanding the Muslim community more than just Sharia law. And that's it. I'm truly sorry. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Ms. Stoleski.
Okay, I have a little list. I'm sorry. Okay. The first item that I think would be great to discuss is incorporating student member comments during public comment. I know that was previously raised, so I just want to follow up on that. I think that would be something important to discuss. In the future, it would be amazing to have an update on what is being done concretely to reduce the workload of library media specialists. So I just wanted to follow up on that. And I know at the last meeting we had some amazing speakers regarding technology. James Frank presented some information about the technology use for his child. And then I thought Ms. Deidre Wisman had just an amazing quote that speaks volumes to how we can evaluate screen use by our students. And the quote was, "Screens should be closed by default and opened with purpose." And I look forward to our understanding of how our technology use is being evaluated in the school system so that we can make the best decisions for student use in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. The last item on the agenda is announcements. I'm sorry. Mr. Fitzpatrick.
Sorry, I'd just like to reiterate members of Stoleski's remarks about the reducing the workload, report on reducing the workload for the library media specialists. And I'd also like to ask the superintendent for some follow-up on the report on the impacts of changing the psychologists to 10-month employees that I asked for a couple meetings ago. I can send you that list again for you.
Understood.
Thank you.
A good response. Thanks.
Ms. Pumphrey.
I just wanted to acknowledge the request for student, additional or separate individualized student comment for public comment, and to let you know that that will be on a part of our discussion at an upcoming policy review committee meeting when we discuss the public comment procedures in more detail.
Anyone else? The last item on the agenda is announcements. As a reminder, please be on the lookout for additional information on our new board meeting platform, Diligent Community. This board meeting will be the last agenda in board docs before it is switched over to the new platform. The board's next meeting will be held on Tuesday, September 8th, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. Thank you for joining us tonight. The meeting is now adjourned.